Welcome to the Fossey Fans Deadline Special. First of all, let's have a look at City's deadline day. So Ademola want to roll with a geezer, but Ademola wants to roll with the Foxes. Yes, of course, Ademola Lookman was City's only deadline day transfer, signing on loan until the end of the season. Whereas Daniel James, who I thought was going to come to City, decided to go to Leeds.
Damn fucking space! Oh, what?
Ademola started his career at Charlton before moving to Everton and then being loaned out to RB Leipzig, where he signed permanent in 2019. He then went back on loan to Fulham last season, scoring 4 goals in 34 games. So I'm excited by this loan. Of course, all but a few City fans have been calling for a winger, especially with the Iosi Perez situation, myself included. Okay, you know, he's not a marquee signing, but he does have bags of talent, and to be honest with you, with Rodgers coaching him, especially when you look at what he's done with the likes of Justin and Barnes and Tielemans and Ndidi and Iheanacho, he knows how to work with young players. He knows how to bring the best, and I do think that we're going to see the best of Ademola Lookman. He just needs a little bit more tactical direction behind him. He needs maturing a little bit as a player. He's got bags of talent, he's got bags of pace. So that's obviously where the coaching staff and Rodgers and the facilities at Leicester are going to be able to bring him on as a player. And yeah, we're definitely going to see the best of him at Leicester this season. I think I speak for a lot of City fans when I say that it's been a solid transfer window for City. There's been some shrewd business and there's been some big business. I think with Daka coming in, you know, that gives us that other attacking prowess. He plays very similar to Jamie Vardy, the way that he's got the hungry close down. You know, he doesn't give you a minute at the back. He's obviously got bags of pace. He likes to play on the last man. So obviously once he adjusts to the speed and the pace of the Premier League, then, you know, I think he's going to be more than an asset to City. And I think with his goal scoring record as well, you know, once you transfer that across to the Premier League, you know, he can definitely start being at least, you know, a 12 to 15 goal a year player, which is, you know, again, more than enough for City. We've got Samare, obviously, who's come in. Big, powerful, strong, quite pacey. Obviously, he won the league as well before he came over in League One. So he's a big signing for us. I think, obviously, when you've got Ndidi and Tielemans, it's going to be very hard for him to work his way in the squad. But the likes of Daka and the likes of Samare, that just gives us that depth that we need for when we're going into other competitions. Obviously, we're going to have the Europa League. We've seen what happened to players when we was playing on a Thursday, then on a Sunday, Thursday again, Sunday again. So it prevents us picking up them injuries. I think they're smart transfers, but I also think they can have an impact in the Premier League as well, and they can both have an impact for starting lineup as well. Yannick Vestergaard, obviously, I believe that was probably more to do with the fact of Johnny Evans getting injured and recovering from his injury, should I say, and then Wesley Fofana obviously getting an injury that possibly is going to keep him out till middle of next year. So I think between Evans being half fit and Fofana being completely out, we had to go out and buy that extra centre-back. I think that's probably took away from what we would have signed as a winger. Obviously, that budget that was left, you know, I think by the time we'd have loaned Pratt out or whatever, then maybe we'd have gone and picked up some more, you know, more of a marquee signing, should I say. But, you know, either way, like I say, to bring in that extra defender, it's not going to hurt us at all. And again, he's an established defender. We tried to get him a couple of seasons ago. Then to bring in, obviously, Ryan Bertrand as well. That was shrewd business. He looked fantastic in pre-season. Obviously, he's going to be back from... Well, he's obviously back from COVID, but he wasn't in the team against Norwich. But I think you'll start to see him, especially probably against Man City. He's got a lot of experience. He's great going forward. He's commanding. Pre-season, he looked like he'd been playing in the Leicester team for 4 or 5 years. So, and then obviously on loan, Ademola Lookman, who again, I think, yeah, he's not the finished article. Yes, he's got bags of potential. I think with Rodgers, I think with the players around him, we can definitely turn him and mould him into a very successful player. And then hopefully, if he does, fantastic. We can keep him. But if he ends up like Cengiz Under, then we can do the same as we did with him. And we don't have to play him. And at the end of the season, there's no commitment. Obviously, Dennis Pryor's gone out on loan to Torino. So that's a little bit of a shame. But in the same respect, if he's not going to get minutes, I do think that it's probably best for his career, and obviously it was best for our funds to bring in Lookman. So it was pretty much a straight swap there. So like I say, a player in each position, it gives us plenty of depth and capabilities. Justin's nearing fitness. I think he's meant to be due back November. So hopefully you got him back by Christmas, fully fit by maybe January. So we're not far away from a full squad really, apart from that massive Fofana injury. So send us your opinions on what you think of Lookman. Send us your opinions on what you think of the transfer window. We'll have a discussion. We'll get a couple of you on the podcast and we can have a bit of a midweek chat. It's international week, so it gives us it gives us a hot topic. We'll be discussing the pre-match on Manchester City as well, and how all the Leicester players are doing on their international duties as well. So apart from that, I hope you're all great, and I'll see you for the pre-match on Manchester City. Enjoy the international break.